And no encounter, whatever. That run was bad anyway. Yo, hey Kuro. I don't know. I gotta keep the momentum up. In the last week or so, there have been like 4 or 5 new records in the series. I gotta deliver on Yakuza 2. I have no idea why Big No-No goes so hard on K1. That game is awful. I'll never understand, but he's a legend. Yo, hey Zephyr. Another crappy one, because I dropped the lantern. I'm probably, honestly, most excited about the Judgment record that Froob got yesterday, because it's sub 5 now. That's 1 less hour left to cut in the franchise. All that's left now is, we can sub 3 Yakuza 4, and we can sub 2 Yakuza 1, and that's like it. None of the other games are close to cutting an hour, which, you know, is totally arbitrary, but it's just one of those things. It'll be pretty cool when we finally get the sub 3 in Yakuza 4, since I think my first run of that was like 330-ish. Something like that, maybe higher. Which actually isn't that much. Like, if you look at, compared to, like, my first run of Yakuza 3 was a 251, I want to say. And we've brought that game down like 45 minutes. Yakuza 4 hasn't quite gotten the same, hasn't quite seen the same improvement. Same level of improvement. I think that just means my initial Yakuza 3 route was bad, though. Alright, give me Knuckles. Hey, okay, cool. It is weird though, like, because legit, we improved Yakuza 3 by like 45 minutes, and then 4 and 5, like my first Yakuza 5 run, I think was a 625. That game is not improved by more than half an hour, even though it is like 3 times longer. Ah, no double. I got robbed. Something about Yakuza 3 is just like, man, the initial route must have sucked. Or I guess my first run just sucked for one reason or another. That was pretty good. It's almost like paradoxical a little bit, because I feel like Yakuza 3 is the game with the least to understand in it. It's literally just Yakuza 3. That was decent. If I don't drop Daigo here, this should be a green split. Even with the not so great graveyard. Ah. Yeah, dropped him. That's bound to happen when I don't play the game for a couple of days. Still, sub 7 chapter 1 is really nice. But yeah, I want to work on, with Judgment, I want to work on some stuff relating to Mario Party. I'm not going to be able to find a manip, probably. That's not really what I'm trying to do anyway. But I do have a Mario Party save, so I can now just boot up the game whenever and check it out. Mostly what I want to do right now is, and this is actually something I'm going to do tomorrow on stream. I want to put together a little program where you just enter in your dice roll and it just tells you where to go. Because, like, I noticed yesterday watching Froob, and I've noticed this in the past with his runs, that, he always hesitates for a second on, like, deciding where to go when you get up around the intersection, as far as, like, you know, he has to check the map and see what the spaces are going to be, and then he's like, alright, which space do I want? And it takes him a second, and so I'm just going to write a little program that has the map data built into it, and you just hit your dice roll, and it just tells you where to go immediately. So that should save a couple of seconds. Manipulating the dice, I think, would be a lot harder. Assuming it's consistent and there's no, like, RNG factor, you could just, you know, figure out how many frames you need to wait before pressing the button, and then, you know, work that out on, like, a metronome or whatever, and you could time it and it would work. But, it's hard to do that without task tools. Like, it's hard to know how many frames I'm waiting. So I don't know that something like that's ever gonna happen until we can task PS4 games. Oh yeah, the double, and I stopped that guy. No, oh my god, you suck. That should have interrupted. That should have interrupted. The cake worked. The cake did work. It is not a very good cake, and it's fine. But it did come out in the end. It is a bit of a miracle, given what I had to do to get it to happen in the first place. I don't know. I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to cooking anything. But I did make a cake. I think this is something I didn't notice until it was too late. Here's where I fucked up big time. I think that I wasn't really like thinking of this when I was at the store buying stuff. There is a difference between frosting and icing, I think. And I bought the frosting instead of the icing. So it's like not like solidified or whatever on there. It's like very strange. It's like too liquid for being like covering a cake. So that's pretty fucked up. And as for chocolate or vanilla, obviously chocolate. Vanilla is the most boringest of flavors. Vanilla people confuse me. I don't know why you would bother. Alright, difficult gamer stuff happening now. Double? No. Double? Cool. Yeah, what is this camera? Also, how is that not a double? I got robbed. That's the one big guy in the room who dies to a gut punch for some reason. Only one double in that whole section is kind of crappy. That's like slightly bad, but that's fine. The set piece has so much stuff going on in it that it doesn't really matter, as long as everything else also works. Double? Nice. Wow, that was almost a double. That guy was offering himself up for the double there. This is gonna be janky now, though. These guys are gonna come around the corner, probably. No, they're not. Got interrupted. Shit. Kill them. Let everyone spawn in. Please leave me alone. The big guy might not. Yeah, he's not gonna, but it's fine because he missed me. That was good. Whoa. I don't know what that was. Wait on the stairs, everyone groups up, everyone gets fucking stuck instead of coming at me and I lose a billion years. Cool. Very, very cool. I don't put the knuckles on quite yet, even though I know I'm not killing those guys with those gut punches, because I want to pick up that bat. Because I'll be using that bat on Ryuji 1. That was a slow room. They all got stuck. I think I was waiting too high up on the stairs. My problem there. Good. Didn't play that right, but it's fine. Because it worked anyway. Would have been safer in that hallway, but the camera was kind of bouncing around. Honestly, though, my muscle memory should be, like, thoroughly destroyed for this between the Judgment that I was playing yesterday and the God Hand that I was playing the day before that. It's a miracle that I still know how this game controls. I played a bit more of that off stream as well. Fun game. I'm gonna be really busy over the next couple weeks, so I'm not sure. Like, God Hand's probably getting dropped. I just don't have time to play anymore. But it's a fun game. Hey, he's gonna kick, which is good, because it means he's gonna leave me alone. Good room. The seat action can be kind of wonky because the camera never cooperates as we turn around that corner. Leave me alone, thank you. No, 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 no. Okay. That was quite the distance I had to drag that guy. I am amazed that that worked. That must have been like the last frame. I could have done that heat action before he escaped my grab. That was very sketchy. Alright, all that's left is this, which is hard. Heat action. Dodge, heat action. Don't dodge this, thank you. You are not who I wanted. This is gonna be really awkward now. Okay, that was still fast though. Yeah, easy gold. That was, I didn't want to, like, say anything because I didn't want to psych myself out until it was over. But that, chapter 3 was insanely clean. That was very, very good. That was a gold by, I think, like... Actually, I have no idea. I think that was a gold by, like, 4 seconds. That was a really unbelievably clean chapter 3. Bit unremarkable at the start, but I just got to do everything that I wanted to do, and no one ever hit me. There's lots of little spots in that set piece where it's just like, if some enemy decides to walk up and punch you while you're grabbing someone, it's just like you lose 10 seconds immediately. So it's a bit of a tough set piece to have go perfectly. Gotta get lucky like 5 or 6 fights in a row. Anyway, time to lose my whole lead on this split. Because Mahjong Parlor is impossible. But yeah, tomorrow's stream should be fun. We'll do Judgment Mario Party Solver. I'll do some work on race time client stuff. I'll probably get that working. And I already have it like working to the point that I can send chat messages, but I want to be able to like have it do race actions and like join races and stuff like that. And then we'll, of course, do a bunch of the corn commission stuff for channel points. Because I think I have like 17 of those in the queue right now or something insane. People just keep submitting me corns to draw. Yo, hey Skella. My goal is have an up and running version of the Racetime client for use in N64 Mania tomorrow night, which might be a bit of a lofty goal. That might be a bit much. But it'll be a good test at least. See how it works. Actually, wait, no, because I don't have keys for the production site, so I actually can't use it for N64 Mania. So never mind. But I don't know. I would like it to work. I don't know when it's considered done enough that I get keys to the site. Because, like, the way it works, like, for something like Twitch, right, where Twitch is, like, a big company, they have, like, an automated system for getting API keys. But racetime.gg does not have that. So if you want an OAuth application for racetime.gg, like, if you make one and you want, you know, a client ID and all that to, like, generate tokens and that shit, you need to just ask the devs, and then they have to agree to do it. And they say that they won't give you keys until your thing is done, so I don't know. Probably won't be ready until the end of Discord Wars. There's gonna be all sorts of issues with it as well, with like, Don't touch me, thank you. Like on long races, I'm worried about the WebSocket connection and like having to like refresh tokens in the middle of the program running and stuff like that. It's gonna be weird. It's gonna be weird going. I need to pick this up now. Last time I was streaming this, I had some theory about like not picking that locker key up then, but it doesn't make any sense. That was some... that was like me trying to do the chapter 12 menuing. I don't know what was happening there. I menued over to go get my ogre knuckles, and I was like, wait a minute. That's not happening for like another hour and a half. Or hour and 15 or so. Or just hour, actually. When does that happen? Not happening till later. That's when. I have no idea. You'd think I'd know how long the run is after a month and a half of playing the game, but I don't. On the off chance this run actually makes it to the finale, what I really want to do today is be safer in the finale with, or not necessarily be safer, but be smarter. Yo, fart sweatshirt. Like, I've got that Torrenter, and I could have avoided the blow up that happened at the end of my PB. I could have avoided that blow up where I died if I just remembered in that moment to drink the Torrenter, but I didn't. So that needs to be like on the just at the front of my mind during that fight. That if I'm ever in like an even slightly hairy situation, I do have a single get out of jail free card for that sort of thing. Because like it was a bad situation I was in. My HP was way too high. Then both gun guys spawned in. The second set of 2 gun guys spawned in. I take the shot from one of them, but it takes me way out of heat. And immediately, I should have drank the Torrenter right there and then. As soon as I took that bullet, I should have just drank the Torrenter without even thinking about it. But instead, I was like, oh shit, kill the gun guys. But then that let the other gun guy get me. So it was just like it was just bad judgment because I wasn't thinking about the Torrenter because it's a somewhat recent routing change. If you've never played this casually before, that skips having to go rescue Jonka's cat. Which would mean going to Club Sega, going to the coin lockers, going to the footpath by the river, going back to the Club Sega, and then finally back to the Mahjong place. Instead, we can just talk to that guy 15 times, and he gets angry, and we beat him up, and then we just get in for free. And Jonka never gets his cat back. The price of almonds. This is something that we skip in K2, actually. For the next bit of information, Asaki is charging us 300,000 yen. We could also just do what I just did and walk around a little bit and figure out what the price of almonds is. And then we tell Asaki that, and that's, I guess, information so valuable that it's worth 300,000 yen to him, so we don't have to pay. But in Kiwami 2, we just have other ways of making money, so we can just get 300,000 yen and just pay him. We don't have to walk around like that. So it's a bit interesting, because in K2, we do have to do Jonka, so it's like a one or the other situation. Yo, what's up, tomboy abs in my face? Nice username. We not gonna get any doubles on that guy? We should have just... Nice. Nice. Alright, really janky Mahjong parlor, but it ended up being fast because I got good kicks. I would have actually maybe golded if I hadn't gotten grabbed. It would have been like pretty much tied with my gold. I kind of figured. I was wondering if that was you. Solid choice of username. Yeah, I saw that this morning. The Steam handheld portable thing. Definitely not for me, cause I don't even use the Switch in portable mode, like literally ever. I've probably used it in portable mode for like an hour in my entire life. Um, but like the specs on it the specs looked pretty good. I'm like not a specs expert, so maybe they're actually bad, but it looked like it could actually like play PC games on some level, which is interesting. Definitely interesting. Didn't know about Proton. Yeah, Proton, if you're ever in chat when Natoku is around, Abscond, he's someone who shows up in my chat kind of often. He's he's, Linux on desktop type of guy. And he plays just like new game releases, same day in Proton. Like when Yakuza Like a Dragon came out, he was playing that day one on Proton. Natoku, he's, he's not from the Pi community or anything. He shows up in my chat from time to time. You may or may not recognize him. But he's a big Linux gamer. Apparently it just like pretty much works out of the box for like any game, which is such a, like, whenever the last time I used to care about trying to get games to run on Linux was like a decade ago, and back then it was just like, nah, sorry, you're not playing shit. Spin up a virtual machine if you care so much. We've definitely come a long way. It's cool to see. I wonder how good, like, I feel like what I'd be most likely to use something like that for, it would be super rad. I've wanted this since I was a kid. I really just want a portable GameCube. So like, if it can emulate the GameCube, and I bet it can, I would honestly just use it as a portable GameCube, more so than try to play any, like, actual PC games on it. I would just run Dolphin all day. I mean, a handheld, freaking PMC trilogy. They did cite that back. They did cite the handle though when they were I remember in their little presentation where they announced the Switch a couple of years ago. They were like, it's got a D-pad like the NES. It's got, an analog stick like the N64. It's got motion controls like the Wii. Its portability is inspired by the handle of the Nintendo GameCube. And it was like, all right, that's an ass pull. You're trying to show the inspiration. I don't know about that one. Although, to be fair, as someone who has moved consoles around plenty, the handle's convenient. It's much nicer if, like, to be like, I'm coming over, I'm bringing the GameCube, we're gonna play Mario Party. It's just, the GameCube's got a handle. Then to be like, I'm bringing my 360, we're gonna play Halo, and it's like, gotta lug that shit around. GameCube is just better. but it still uses discs. Well, I mean, they use discs in the PSP, right? So it's just an issue of you know, whatever technology was in the PSP to prevent skipping. You know, they had like the discs in little plastic cases, which might have had something to do with it. I don't know. Funny you should mention that, Abscon, because that's an actual, I mean, it's not an actual thing. Like, that's, no strat like that is ever going to be considered legit because it's stupid, but the Battle for Bikini Bottom people figured out how to intentionally introduce loading errors in such a way that it makes the game go faster. And I think the strat for them is to just put peanut butter on the top of the disc, which, like, unbalances it. Some kind of stupid thing like that. It is beyond cursed. There's also just straight up, like, you're typically not, you know, you're typically not really allowed to mess with your hardware in the middle of most speedruns. But, oh god, I'm dead. Yep. That was weird timing. That was very weird timing on this guy's part. Oh boy. That was just me buffering my combo wrong. We're gonna lose a ton of time on this split. That's actually incredible. I've never screwed this fight up this badly. That was disgusting. Like, you're not usually allowed to do this stuff, but like in Final Fantasy IX, you can skip the FMVs by taking the disc out. Or like, you might even just have to open the disc tray and that's enough to do it. I don't know exactly. But you can skip the FMVs that are meant to be unskippable on PS1. We're gonna lose so much time. This is such a dumb split to lose a huge amount of time on as well. This is supposed to be consistent. And frickin' Axe Guy, just like, I don't even know what was going on in that fight. That was beyond jank. I've never seen that before. We'll lose like 20 seconds to that. Oh, we're not even losing that much. We're not even losing that much. We're losing like 10. I mean, 10 to splits. More like, how much is that? Because we had 6 of possible time saves. That was like 14 seconds. Lost to gold. Whatever. Not a lot of time save here. This, I'm running against balanced PB, so I don't really like know these splits super well. Not giving me that much time save on chapter 6 is a little scary. We always walk on the right side there, because if you walk on the left side of this boardwalk, then you get too close to the casino and it screws up the camera, and Kiryu just sort of flies off into the sun. A surprising amount of control and strats in this game is just, how do we make the camera not do weird things so that we can continue to walk in a straight line? Might be bad. We might be talking to him. Okay, no, we're good. And I bumped into something. Well, like, coming out of that door, I shake the analog stick weirdly to make Kiryu's angle hopefully correct itself so that he doesn't just walk straight into the guy with the vest. Yeah, I don't typically run against stuff like this, but, my current PB splits are essentially perfect, and then I lost a minute and a half in the finale. Which is just like... Obviously, you know, splits are splits, they're not the game. Theoretically, splits don't matter, but I think running against splits like that would be bad for the mental game. I think it would stress me out and make me play worse to see splits like that. So, we're just not doing that. I'm just gonna run against whatever contrived thing live split works up for me. 15 seconds on Men in Black, sure. That makes sense. Unlike K2, we only have to ask him for the correct option there. We don't have to ask him for the first and third things. Haven't put the knuckles back on yet because I want to get a bat out of this fight. Technically, it is very slightly faster if you can get the encounter that drops brass knuckles to be holding a baseball bat, and then you pick up that bat, but that's really rare. You know, I'm just gonna do this. I'll give him time to stand back up, hopefully. Wow, that was garbage. Yo, is that the red variant fart sweatshirt? I think that was. Everyone knows about the white and green classic fart sweatshirt. There's also the red and yellow variant. Much rarer. Probably the same. Wow, that's bad, that's bad. You need to get back here right now. Gonna hit you with this cart. You're gonna get carted. Shit. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pivot to you now. That pole doesn't work like a pole. Okay, good to know. Boru is distracting me from what I gotta do. That's cool. We're gonna lose a huge amount of time on this split. Back here. 4 more dudes just spawned in. Awesome. Corey was just holding him. Okay, well, that was very bad. That is Definitely no time save on this split. Probably might be slightly still in the green, but that was very bad. That's unfortunate. We really need, when we're fighting one boss, we need the other boss to just sit down and leave me alone. That is not happening. It almost makes me wonder about, like, you bring the green guy back, then you'd pick up and throw the big guy. Just so that he's on the ground, you know? Yo, another fart sweatshirt, though. That's fart sweatshirt number 3 in this run, which isn't even half over yet. $27, so we can buy stuff. It only happened to me once before, and it was on easy mode, so I don't know if easy mode was just like acting weird, but you can be short experience here. If you mash that too hard, it can fail. As to the set pieces, typically pretty straightforward. It just comes down to how quickly I can get the combo started on the third fight with the man in black, and also how quickly I can pick up the bat on the fire escape. These dudes in the hallway are just like, I think I've been shot by the guy with the shotgun like once before, but usually he's content to just watch me walk past. Fight with the man in black is typically pretty consistent. We just want to bring him away from the ledges on the right, and this will skip a cutscene where he falls off the ledge. Which is actually, this is nice of us. We're doing him a favor. If he fell off that ledge, he would die. So there we go. We stop him from having a horrible fall and breaking all of the bones in his body. He should thank us by being nice next time we fight him. You have a baseball bat that I want. Nope. Wow. Thank God I had heat, or that would have knocked the bat out of my hands and I would have gotten knocked over and stuff. That's really annoying to grab that baseball bat, because the enemies just sort of like suction themselves into your hands, you know? Like, I was facing the opposite direction of them, and Kiryu just does a 180 to pick up the enemy. It's like, oh, okay. Fine. Here we want to make sure we keep the man in black in this first section of the room, because if he goes into the other parts of the room, he will do extra QTEs with these boxes. He'll kick the boxes at you and stuff. We're actually not losing that much time here. Only lost like 2 seconds. He does no kickboxing. I think in a run the other day, I got caught by the police here. Something really dumb happened. I got caught by, like, that guy. Wait so that he turns, so that I won't get caught by him. That just saves me a few seconds of having to look at the text. You can get caught by 2 cops. So it's not the end of the world if that guy talks to you. It's just a few seconds of text boxes. Yo, I just got... Oh, nope, never mind. Dude, my phone vibrates. I'm like, fuck yeah, someone just text messaged me. Someone cares about me. I check my phone, and it's just an update. No one cares about me except Android version 12 point whatever. Yo, hey Emo, thanks for the GL. Fancy camera trick. You can just barely see the camera turning around there as it fades in from black. Because the camera behaves differently in that one moment than it does in the entire rest of the game, and I don't know why. We used to pick up all kinds of locker keys in this part of the run, but I've optimized all of it out because none of it was necessary. And now we don't open any Kamurocho lockers. Saves me a bunch of time, but it also means I'm missing a bunch of healing items. Although I'm sort of making up for that now by, I just buy some from Don Quixote. Because they do have a use for those. They do make you go faster in some places. Alright, time to get pooped on. But we want both these guys to be back by the poles. Please stop bouncing around. Yeah, this is what I was worried about. Because I was gut punching them in the back, technically. Now that guy's out. Get him back in. This'll do. Not a very good fight, but I did get control eventually, so we should save time here. With 17.5 seconds of possible time save, that should be good enough for some time save. That can just be a little tricky with, you know, those guys are both very aggressive. So if you leave one alone to try to set up the other, then he can just do a massive jump attack to get out of the corner or grab you and go into a QTE, which is what happened to me there. Or, you know, as part of the setup, you have to move fast and you end up gut punching someone in the back, and so they flop over and then grab you off the floor, and it's just like lots of stuff. We'll meet those guys again in the finale when they're even more annoying. We used to need the bartender's baseball bat here, but now we don't anymore, so it can speed this fight up a lot. Good, that was the untouched cook, that's what I wanted. Gonna do this. That heat action takes a ton of heat off of me, but at least it means that I won't have to worry about knocking people over for the rest of the fight. Oh wow, losing time. I thought that was a pretty good doctor's office, but I guess not. I guess it wasn't, damn. We got him eventually. Ouch. Yo, are you practicing DKC2 at all, Yimo? Or are you just gonna go with the flow? I'm like probably gonna do a practice run or two. Yeah, I was assuming based on the amount of playtime in La Mulana, I'm assuming no DKC2, but it seems attainable though. Like unless there's some person who we don't know lurking in the shadows, top 10 seems attainable. If I just like, I mean, I know, like top 1 is off the table because Alter exists. Oh, she actually, damn. That complicates things. What's there to say though, besides like, learn Castle Crush? Don't die. Focus on getting pizza with Civil Yoshi. If Civil Yoshi wants to go get pizza with me tomorrow, I will gladly cancel all of my plans. These guys should both spawn back here, and then we get doubles. Only one double, lame. Lame. Wow, and now she's gonna, yep. He's not even dead. Look at his health. That was awful. Screw you, Koru. Doing this. Whoa, that was strange. That was very bad though. I don't know about this. That already cost me like 10 seconds. This fight is very hard, but theoretically consistent. Used to be an RNG nightmare, one of the hardest fights in the run, but we got the strats now. Only thing that still bothers me about this fight is this part right here, getting him into the combo in his second phase. Sometimes you can skip the long counter animation. Sometimes you just gotta sit through it. We're going straight into the poles. I have a while to work on this, but I need to get him away from these orange poles. Ideally back by the elevator. Nah, he's not going anywhere. Okay, I had to let myself get hit by that. I really need to work out how to, he just like curves to the left. Like Hayashi just naturally wants to go by the poles. Game just has pole magnetism. Wow, he still got me with that? Jesus. Oh no. This is a dead run. This is a dead run now. I'm not even like exaggerating, that just killed the run. We're gonna have to do the last bit of this fight, just blind. Oh, this is a dead run now, because Hayashi spammed his fast attack at the start of the third phase, and my camera was messed up, so I couldn't react. Look how much HP he has left. Please just let me do this. Nope. He's giving me the full 4 hits, and he's spamming, and he's spamming. He's spamming some more. Well, we're losing my whole lead here. Not even exaggerating, I'm gonna be deep in the red now. That sucks. Hayashi has like 3 or 4 different things he can do. I want to say 4 things he can do. It's 4. And he chose the worst variant of the worst thing over and over and over. Which, to be fair, I think is just the most common thing for him to do. But also, fuck you, Hayashi. And my heat is like literally 0, and why do I keep equipping that? Okay, no, we're good. Bad RNG there, but I was ready for it. Yo, hey Pan. Unfortunately the run just died, more or less. I mean, it's not literally dead, but the run is really bad now, and I'm losing my whole lead on the split. But we're gonna keep it going, because I know I have a lot to save on the next one. I think these splits are giving me a lot to save on Shindo, thanks to how often I fail Shindo skip. So Shindo skip can save us. Thanks, camera. I totally wanted to see behind me as I walked outside that door there. That's where I was looking. We're losing time on gold starting like in a second or two before this fight even begins. And there's this fight, which is, you know, its own special RNG hell. Ooh. Ooh. We got him. We got him. Ah, he got out. Take the opportunity to kill him. Means we're going to be fighting the small guy last, which is not ideal, but leaving the knife guy alive is much more inconsistent. He should have like 1 HP left coming out of this. Okay. Actually had a lot more than that. I don't know what got him knocked over there. It was bad. Okay, get me out of here. Alright, that was 17 times 2. That was 34 seconds of time loss on that split. Mostly due to Hayashi. The set piece and the fight at the top are okay. Anyway, 30 here now. We can fix this with a good Shindo skip. Just, you know. If Hayashi was supposed to be easy, Shindo is supposed to be the hardest boss in the run. So, here goes nothing. Now that we do the skip, he went from being one of the easiest fights to being easily the hardest. Now that we do the skip on him. Fortunately, I haven't used any spins up until now, although that should be normal. think it's just not worth it. Like, I also don't think it's worth it, but it's just like, just on like the small chance that top 10 is attainable, it's like, I'll kick myself if the person who gets 10th finishes in like 2 hours, and it's like, I could have beat him, you know? Also, yeah, I'm doing that, I'm doing the rando. I'm doing the rando race for Pokemon, so I'm gonna need some pokey advice when the time comes, Mr. Yamo. I will absolutely see you for Serial Game. I've been practicing the Serial Game. I still can't get the setup to be consistent. In the first level for that stupid jump, but the rest of Serial Game I'm an expert at now. I'm the best serial gamer who ever lived. Get revenge for Duck Dodgers. Maybe. I'm pretty good at the Serial Game. So we need to get ourselves into critical HP here. And the best way to do that is to take lots of hits from the sword guy. That's what I'm doing. This was very unnecessarily risky. I need the big guy to leave me the fuck alone. Okay. We should be in there. It's just 2 small guys left. The 2 enemies to be afraid of in this fight are the big guy and the sword guy. If you've got them both taken care of, then it should be more or less safe. Not what I wanted. Get up, please. Whatever. That was kind of slow. I don't know, Serial Game is honestly going to come down to that first jump, in my opinion. If you can do level 1 quickly, the rest of the game is a breeze. I don't know if you've been practicing it yet, but it's going to come down to who can do that, and then maybe whether or not you get the quick version of the undead glitch at the end of the first level. Because depending on how that goes, you can have to do a little bit of extra menuing and waste like 10 seconds. Yo, hey Pape Quest. Thank you for the GL on the WR. I hope so too, but this run has sort of had a trash mid-game. I need Shindo to be good to me here. I had a massive lead coming out of chapter 4. My early game was insane, but my mid game has been like amateur hour for sure. I haven't really been playing bad, just haven't been getting lucky. Been pleased with I've been happy with how I've been playing. It just like hasn't been working out. What's the median time? Say you look at the speedrun but don't practice. You will not get the tricks without practicing them. That being said, you would be able to skip some stuff in levels 2 and 5. And you would know the route in level 3. So let's say half an hour. If you went in completely blind, it would take you under an hour and a half. I'm confident in that. So it's not a long game at all, and you should totally join it if you're on Team Cat, which I don't think you are, so maybe consider taking a day off. I'm not going to do anything fancy with Shindo, we're just going to let him go wherever he wants to go. And that's the back of the room, which is fine by me. If you try to get fancy here and keep Shindo by the door, he punishes you. He just murders you immediately for trying it. I learned that the hard way. Had several PBs with deaths on Shindo here, because he would just murder me trying to set up on him. Like, you know, I'll take the few seconds of walking to the door. That's fine. Hopefully the game will warp me to the stairs here and save me some walking. It always does it in the cutscene. You can see it just happened up at the top of the screen. Cool, we actually got it. Sometimes it just then warps you back after the cutscene, and we don't really understand what causes that. Anyway, we're gonna skip Shindo's sword fight by doing over 1 HP bar of damage to him. But we can only do just barely over 1 HP bar, so we need to get his health to just barely over 1 HP. And we need him to be there while on the ground, and I'm gonna use a spin to accomplish that. That's not good enough. But that's too far? Oh, that's not too far. Okay. I had to use 2 spins to get there, so we're gonna have to be a little bit risky on Tigers in Chapter 12. Also, this could still fail. This mash is very janky, and sometimes it drops for no reason. That's the skip. Kind of sucks that I had to use 2 spins there. You could see what my problem was, though. His HP was in such a way that I couldn't afford to do another gut punch to him. So I had to get him the rest of the way there with just light attacks, but then he immediately started charging up an attack that was gonna kill me unless I spun through it. So I was forced to spin him down to the ground a little bit earlier than I wanted to, so I could tell that it wasn't gonna work, but it was either that or die, so we just kind of had to roll with it. Shindo could kill me here, small chance. Okay, we're good. The way your iframes line up, you pretty much always just go through that, but it scares me anyway. Yeah, that's 24 out of 30 seconds. That's fine. Lose 6 seconds because of the 2 spins and because my fight getting the HP set up at the start of the split wasn't great. But that's fine. Wow, only 8 on Satoshi. These splits are hard, dude. What is this? The split is pretty tough, and only 8 seconds of possible time save on it is a little unreasonable. But I guess, you know, some splits have to be good. What do we have anyway? 8, 6, 18. Only 18 on Tigers. Hashi, 20, 30. Okay. These splits are not forgiving in the late game. These splits were really nice in the early game, and now we're getting into the later parts of the run. It's just like, whoops, play perfect forehead. This is where, back in the old route, we used to pick up and hand in another DVD for another heat bar extension. But that heat bar extension didn't really do anything except make the finale, like, slightly easier. Gave us a bit more bar to work with. And I don't need that, so we just skip it now. Saves like 40 seconds. Because that also used to be when we'd, like, we'd detour to get the DVD, then we'd open all the lockers, which was another detour, and then we'd detour again to hand in the DVD, and it's just like, it was a lot. It was really clunky in this part of the run. I'm really not sure why we ever did that. That's kind of been like, aside from Shindo Skip, that's really been all I've done since coming back to the game to get the time down. Like, I guess I'm playing better, sort of, but for the most part, it's just been a matter of, like, optimizing out all of the useless fluff that used to be in the route, because there was kind of a lot of it. Pretty much almost every item we picked up was useless and didn't need to be collected and was just for safety. Yo, what's up, Xana? Guy who routed the fluff in. I was just talking shit about you and your stupid route. How's it going, man? No, what's up? I don't know what you're talking about. What's a brass knuckles? BRB, trying to get everyone grabbed from behind to do any damage whatsoever. They were dark times. I think it just came down to having the extension meant that, it means you've got more time where you're in the extensions, but not filled all the way up to the top, so you're not knocking people over, but you're getting the damage boost. You get like an extra gut punch worth of damage boost before you have to do a heat action to lower your heat again. Do not talk to the guy in orange or your run is dead. We're gonna fight the guys with tasers now. I'm gonna try to gut punch them to make them drop their tasers, but if they're gonna tase me, then I'm gonna spin them down. If I have to spin them here, then I am in deep shit for tigers. Hopefully I won't have to spin them. But I usually do. Yep. They all immediately went for me. Thanks, boys. Stop making me buffer the wrong attack now, please. Gonna do this. God, these dudes. These dudes. You know what? You're going in the river. I'm not even sure if this is fast. It's probably not. But you just deserve it. You too. They both have a ton of HP, so that might be worth it. It's just a lot of extra menuing. Very sloppy fight. I don't think we'll save time here. Not a particular time. 2:15 would be very nice. I'm very capable of a 2:15, but it might be, I've had a lot of runs that were on 2:15 pace, even like low 2:15 pace, but they always just die to something stupid. It's hard to, string a run like this together for 2 hours without anything stupid happening. So my goal is really just to finish a run where I don't feel like, finish a run where I don't feel like garbage afterwards. Which, like, this run is by no means great. It's been pretty mediocre through the mid-game. But if a run like this finished and it was just, like, thoroughly mediocre throughout and I PB by 15 seconds, I would be okay with this run, Something that's on, like, this pace would be okay with me. Just as long as I don't have any, like, glaring fuck-ups where it's like, I lost a minute because I failed a trick or something like that, which all my PBs so far have had something like that in there. So I can't stop playing. Like, I meant to quit this last week. I shouldn't be playing this game right now, but I can't quit because my time sucks. Not my time, but my run sucks. The time is pretty good. Should be learning God Hand. I played a little bit more of it off stream because I was bored and I felt like it. I'm gonna be super busy with other stuff the next couple weeks though, so I think God Hand's probably just gonna get like sort of lost in the mix of things that I'm doing. And chances are I'm never gonna come back to it and end up finishing it, but I'd like to. It's a fun game. It's a fun game for sure. I beat the bear.
10年前
I think with that one, I would be content with being good enough to finish the game at all. That seems like a win. Stay on the left side here to not get sucked into the shoplifting granny. That sub-story actually gets repurposed into the Obitarian in K2. The same thing, it's just unnamed random granny in this game. Easy 457. Pray for no encounter. Good, no encounter. The encounter that spawns right there, and you actually saw me walk past him as I was going to the shogi player. But the encounter that spawns right there is pretty tough to avoid when you're going back towards the statue. Right. I'm not sure if that's based on, like, your heat bar. Even the 3 dudes over the railing as well. Although, with that, I think only 2 of them actually... This is something that I've been, like, noticing the last couple... I don't know how I've never noticed this before, but this is something that I've pointed out the last couple runs. One of the 3 big guys actually doesn't have big guy HP in that fight. Only 2 of the guys have, like, a ton of health and are much faster to throw into the river. So it's kind of fine that we can't throw the 3rd guy, actually. No, I know. The fight with Kurahashi in Chapter 12 is what you're talking about. Not the one that I just did. The one that I just did, I think ideally you don't throw any of them into the river because you're just doubling up on them so much, but it didn't happen for me. This is 503. Why did I just input 403? Why did I just do that? Why did I just fucking do that? This is literally like, that's me not playing this game in several days. That's what it does. Those are the kinds of mistakes you make. Extremely dumb of me. I literally said 503 and then I just like misinput it. Those are the kinds of mistakes you make if you haven't played a game in a week. No, give me my heat action. I really wish that hit somebody. I really wish I didn't get interrupted there. Guess we're just doing this now, and I'm just gonna get murdered by the boss. Okay, no, we got him. Bad fight, though. We're gonna lose a lot of time here. This run sucks. Let's damage him. Damage him so I don't have to. Whatever, just end it. Just end it. That's like the most time I've lost in that. split in a long time. This run is just ass. This run is complete garbage. Less than 19 seconds on that. I've been doing that all day. This whole run is just like, oh, 17 seconds of time save? Sorry, you lose 10. That was pretty solid. That guy low-key scares me. He got me a couple runs back. That guy's gotten me in recent memory. The dude who wants to fight you outside the bar. I kind of hate him too. I think it comes down to, like, if you don't immediately go to the left wall, then he'll see you from farther away and start chasing you sooner, and that's how he gets you. I think that's what it is. But he's, you know, completely off screen, so who really knows? He just jump scares you from the right side somewhere. Yeah, he gets you from a much greater distance. He's sort of like the encounters in this game, I feel like they have less range on them than the ones in Yakuza 1 did. For the most part, I feel like enemies on the map in this game are kind of blind, and they have to, like, actually touch you to start the fight. Except for that guy. That guy is pure Yakuza 1. He'll get you from across the street. Impressive effort by Golf Center guy. Blocking some of my gut punches there. I always like to point out how ugly this room is as I walk through it. Looks like it was drawn in colored pencil. Bit harder to see in motion, but they applied like a horrible sharpening filter to the walls, and it just looks awful. Always makes me laugh. Also one of the only places in the game you can see a vending machine that doesn't have a typo on it. Because most vending machines in this game say umum instead of mumu. One of the mumu machines is in there. That's like my favorite stupid detail about this game that I realized one day. I was like, wait a minute. That says umum. Well, like, you see how the dude that I threw just had a big yellow bar, and then this guy has a blue and yellow one. So, like, only 2 of these guys actually have the extended HP. I'll just do it. I really wish that the second punch of that attack didn't kill him, though. I really wish that didn't happen. That lost me some extra time. But there was no way I was killing that guy without a heat action there. Oh, wait. Hold up, this is kind of important. I need to get my cheater towel. You want to get knocked over for me? Thank you. Jeez, it looked like my heat bar was filled, but it wasn't. That was really sloppy as a result. Almost certainly not going to save time on this split. I also need to kind of get lucky on the tigers, because the thing is, I've done 3 spins, which means that between my 2 pairs of knuckles, I have 12 spins remaining. If each tiger takes 3 spins twice, then that's 12 spins on the tigers, which would leave me with no knuckles for the rest of the run, and obviously that's not going to fly. So technically, you want to, in the worst case, come in here with 13 spins, so that you've got that 1 to spare at the end. I only have the 12, so we're going to have to get a double spin on the tigers, which typically you do get like 1. Asking for 1 double spin on the tigers isn't unreasonable. It's just, you know, there's a chance that it won't happen. If it's not going to happen, I have backup strats I can do, but they're very slow. I go for a double right at the start, which helps a little bit, but it doesn't always work. Camera kind of messed with me in that hallway in a way it doesn't usually. We need a free hand to interact with this gun, so we just yeet a bat, and we'll pick that bat up after we're done murdering everybody. I mean, incapacitating them. Non-lethally, of course. There's my bat. no, wrong dude. Ah, my gut punch got eaten there in like the last frame. That happens kind of a lot. Something about the spacing just like makes that happen a lot, I feel like. Oh gosh, please die now. Thank you. We want to keep him by the door and away from the sides of the rooms, because the sides of the rooms cause extra QTEs to happen. Put on my trash knuckles, and here we go. I have had a lot of runs die on tigers recently. Tigers have been causing me some issues, for sure. This fight is sort of an RNG fest. There's the double. Alright, we should be okay now, as long as I don't miss anything. Which, you know, I do that from time to time. The hitboxes on the tigers is wonky. I need a bit of extra damage in addition to the feel the heats that I'm gonna do, so I gut punch them in between spins as well. Wait, really? Oh my god, thank you for eating that spin. That might actually be bad though. I think I just used an extra. Yeah, I did just use an extra. So now I need another double, because I miscounted. Okay, there's my extra double. Always lucky. Sometimes counting to 3 is hard. This is why I don't like to talk while I'm doing this fight, but I tried to talk through it this time. So the other one just needs 2. And we need to go get him with those ASAP, otherwise a QTE will start. Fortunately, he's by a wall, which means I don't need to walk too far. And I'll drink this white drink that I picked up earlier for heat, so I never have to mash R2. That was good tigers. Aside from the horrible, almost run-ending mistake that I made on tigers, those were good. Rest of the split kind of sketchy, so lose some time to my gold. But the tigers weren't the problem there. That was nearly very bad. I literally, like, I don't know, usually I usually stop commentating there so I can count. Counting to 3 is very hard when you're a speedrunner. But I was like, this is fine. My rusty ass will just talk right through this, and I'm sure I'll keep track perfectly. And then of course I didn't, but then it didn't matter. The game just immediately bailed me out with another double. You know, sure, I've memorized every intricacy of this 2+ hour long game. However, counting to 3 is a bit more, that's like a bit too much to ask of me. Oh no, please, God. What's a shoe? Why did you just turn, Kiryu? That was gonna be a beautiful double. Those were gonna be some beautiful double hits, and then Kiryu just like randomly turned when I didn't tell him to. Not sure how that stomp just came out instead of the heat action either, but whatever. Interesting fight. Oh yeah, it did, for sure. That was better than the heat action, I think. But game is dumb. Anyway, game wants me to go up to Stigil and do a bunch of crap. I don't want to do it, so I'm just gonna ignore it and go to the trucks. And this saves like 2.5 minutes. Trucks are dumb, by the way. Really, my guy? Really, my guy? Oh my god. I was hoping that this truck would be faster because of how I did the previous one, but that was just garbage because he kept dodging. Come on. You can't just dodge out of the middle of my combo like that. I would have loved to spin out of that grab, however, I have no spins. I need to kill the guy with the gun. He's about to kill me. He's about to just fucking kill me. Nope, okay. Thanks for the stun, though. We're gonna lose a lot of time on this split. We might be in the red coming out of this chapter. God, going into this in crit is really awkward as well. I'll probably heal when I do all the other menuing at the start of this next fight. I've got a couple red drinks. I'll just drink one. Oh, not that way. That's right. I don't know. I'm playing very sloppy. My late game has been beyond sloppy, just from like tiny mistakes that I shouldn't be making if I were like more in practice. Gotta walk a little differently than I usually do there, just because there's a fixed encounter in the road. Yeah, of course. Bad lock on. This slow-mo is caused by the scandal water, and because we're not gaining any heat, the slow-mo never dissipates. So we're able to do all the fight with the enemies in slow motion, which makes it a bit easier for me to combo the boss without being interrupted by his friends. Emphasis on a bit. Yeah. Those trucks were fucked, man. I hate the trucks. Alright, we got 20 on this and 30 on the next split, so this can still happen, but the finale's hard. I think technically because of the game, because these splits are giving me 50 seconds of possible time save on my next 2 splits, and I'm currently in the green by 1 second. That means that I can finish this 50 seconds faster than PB, which means that I think I'm currently 40 seconds in the red if we were to compare to my PB. Which sounds about right. I believe that. This is something I want to double check, what taxi you run to here. I remember checking it a really long time ago, and it was pretty much dead even, but I don't know. This is one of those things that should just be double checked from time to time. It's a bit of a long walk to either of them. always go on the side. It's interesting that they've given me so much possible time save on this though. Stardust is theoretically not a very hard split, but it's one that I just keep finding new ways to save time in, or not even new ways, but I just keep saving time on it somehow. I've golded Stardust probably more than any other split in the run. Chapter 14 is just like, I don't know. You just do it and you gold. Easy. Of course, I'll probably fuck it up horribly now that I'm talking up how easy it is. Oh, also, I'm gonna do the thing. I'm gonna do the thing that I said I was gonna do. That no one cares about but me, but it's gonna happen. Yeah, in K2, this is a very spicy split because your weapon situation basically boils down to whatever the fuck I've got sitting around after Kurahashi. We just sort of equip it and pray. And sometimes that's nothing, and then it's just like, welp. Alright then. This is a very interesting split in Kiwami 2. Anyway, check this shit out. Ready? We're going this way. Save like 1 second on overworld movement. Assuming I don't bump into an encounter I'm not aware of. But I think I know the encounter, right? There is not one here. That's the encounter. Easy game. Save like 1 second doing that over going down the other street. Camera acts weird because it's this stupid bar. Bantam, whatever. Bantam? Bacchus? I want to say Bantam in this game. I always forget like what the direction is there. It changes its name to something that's almost identical. Why did they do that? By the way, get rid of... Oh wait, no, I unequipped the wrong thing there. Hang on. Not my knuckles. Give me those back. This. Excellent menuing by Tapioca. Now my heat's a little lower than I want it to be. Yeah, LAD is gonna be a disaster. I mean, I'm good at menuing when I'm good at the menuing. Like, my K2 menuing is extremely on point. It's not to brag, but I consider myself a legend of menuing in Kiwami 2. Just not this game. Hoping to get these guys both stuck in the corner like what I did with the guys in Chapter 7, or what I was trying to do with the guys in Chapter 7. You gotta die right now because you're aggro. Would have loved to spin out of that, but I couldn't. Intentionally did that knowing he would have 1 HP left so I could finish him off with a light punch. Like so. Handled that the best I could, but it's unfortunate that my combo got broken up by the smaller guy. going aggro, so now it's time for you to die. Ow. I feel like there was a better order to do this in. For what I have to do now. Yeah, whatever. Saving 12 out of 20 there sounds about right. You'll get it in a couple runs, Flash Heart. It's really not that bad. If the weapon route keeps giving you problems, then just pick up extra stuff. Like, the weapon route being the way it is like, we're trying to save seconds by picking up as little as possible while still finishing the run. You can build some safety into it for sure, and not lose a lot of time. Pick up everything, rip. Aside from that, just have good aim, I guess. Make sure you know where you're going, etc. To me, it's important that, it's important to be able to play without looking at notes as well. That sort of forces, if you play without notes, then you're sort of forced to actually, like, commit it to muscle memory. Why am I doing whatever it was I was doing there? That was, like, old K2 movement. What on earth? What are your major time losses, then? Maybe I have some sort of advice I can offer. Maybe you're spending too much time picking stuff up. Over damage? Yeah, that's literally just like... just do the levels. I don't know what the, like, I don't know what the written notes say. But that's just do the levels right. And then your damage ranges should be correct. The only place where you really need to worry about it is, oh yeah, I guess that is a thing. On a lot of fights, it's like stab, heat action, vertical slice, stuff like that. Whereas if you do 2 stabs, then you end up in a second phase at an awkward time. I guess there are a lot of fights like that, like Hayashi and things. The vertical slices can be pretty obnoxious. The hitbox on that is very wonky. I usually like... This is weird. This is gonna sound weird. But what I usually do on those is I have Kiryu, like, inch to the right a little bit. Like, I'm holding right on the analog stick when I do those, usually. Your mileage may vary, but that's how I do it. And that makes them not miss. And there's sort of like a tiny bit of a pause. Like, if you're doing a heat action and then he's on the ground afterwards, there's like a tiny bit of a pause there. You don't just immediately press triangle, otherwise you're probably gonna get a stab. And you want the slice as he's standing up. Alright. Green going into the finale. How many times have we heard this one, chat? How many runs have had leads going into the finale that then just evaporated into thin air? This, like, it means nothing to me. I'm not, like, nervous. I'm not shaking. It means nothing to me because the finale is just fucking impossible. It's gonna do this, and now we're gonna do a lot more of this fight in slow motion. But also I'm gonna get knocked over because my heat's not full. This is actually a really sloppy fight. If I can get you doubled up, that'd be awesome. Nope. Yeah, garbage. That was very bad. Not a good start. Took a ton of damage as well, so I'm a little nervous about the red baton guy in this fight. He's the one here who could kill me. And I still don't have any protection from that because I'm not going to until the next split. Oh, my HP's actually fine. This is fine. Got double hits as well. Can see myself getting interrupted there, so I'm just gonna interrupt the interruption with a heat action and call it a day. Alright, scary fight time. I might actually heal at the start of this. I'm not sure that that's worth it. I'll let them hit me a little bit before I pause to heal. This fight's tough. $65 is the magic number for buying the last of our level ups. I intentionally don't want to do it until this fight, even though sometimes I can do it earlier depending on how the rest of the run went. But I save it for this fight because I don't want this level up until this fight. I don't want it on those previous two. Makes the fights a lot more annoying. Anyway, this is a refight with the fat boys from the doctor's office back in Chapter 7. One of them lost a lot of weight, but it's the same enemy AI that we're working with here. And just like that fight, we're trying to get them in the corner, but it's very, very inconsistent. Kinda have them, except one of them has so much HP that it's just like not actually anything. That was good though. That was like, honestly, just the fact that I had them on lockdown for that entire fight is very important. Even if I didn't get a ton of double gut punches there, the fact that I didn't see a million QTEs is a big deal to me. I'll take that for sure. I spent the entire fight on my feet, not on the ground. Those were all supposed to be heat actions, by the way. Anyway, here I am trying to get shot by the guys with the guns so that I can get into critical HP so that I can do double damage on the final bosses. And that introduces a lot of complexity into this finale. I'm actually going to kill you. Probably shouldn't have done that. No, I don't regret it at all, actually, as it turns out. Now you. I'll probably get poked enough by light enemies during the rest of this fight that I'll be in crit coming out, even if I don't take any more shots. So I'm going to start killing the gun guys as soon as they show up. Also, we're just going to play safe. Gonna do what I said I'm gonna do and just play extremely safe. And as soon as I drop out of heat, we're just gonna immediately drink that Torrenter. Oh boy, gun guys about to spawn in. Yep, there they are. Get rid of them ASAP because they could be horrible to me. But yeah, so the idea behind this is that I bought an upgrade that makes it so that as long as my heat bar is filled into the extensions, I cannot be killed. Anything that would kill me will instead just take off a bunch of my heat, like what you saw there. So as long as I can keep my heat bar filled into the extensions, I'm basically invincible. But any shot right now will take me out of heat. So it's a little scary, especially considering I'm still trying to do heat actions. Okay, I'm just gonna let that knife go. It only has 1 durability left on it, so there's not too much it can do for my game at this point. It's actually really bad. It's actually extremely bad. I'm dead. Let me do this. I'm not dead. I got lucky. I'm gonna finish you with a heat action, even though you're not supposed to do that, just because I really don't want an aggro guy to be alive. I don't want to deal with aggro guys at all. Man in black will probably dodge me here. Oh, he didn't. Thank God. My heat was kind of low there, so if he dodged me, there was a small outside chance he could actually kill me. Take me out of heat with a stun, and then just finish me off. Alright, none of that was too horrible, I guess. A little weird, the big fight, but we made it work. So we get the payback ring. The payback ring lets us deal double damage when we're in critical HP, so that's why we got ourselves into crit in that last fight. And now that, plus the upgrades that make us deal more damage when our heat bar is filled, plus the best weapon in the game, is going to equal a whole bunch of damage on the final couple bosses, hopefully. Ryuji 2 could kill me. He did it in my PB. Ryuji 2... It's very rare, but there's a certain series of attacks he can choose to do that are just too fast, and I just die before I can keep my heat built up. So hopefully he won't do it. He will always hit me. That's the attack, by the way. Yeah, he went for it. That sucks. This run's dead now. That's the attack you don't want to see. Those 2 attacks, one after the other, just kills you every time. Wow, two runs in a row, Ryuji does that to me. That's really unfortunate. Especially because now I'm not in crit, because the game heals you. There we go. You can see that I'm leaving here with 1 less bat than I would usually have. Typically, I would have 1 bat left coming out of this fight. Yeah, that's really unfortunate that he decided 2 runs in a row. That's really rare. Honestly, that happens like maybe 1 out of every 10 Ryuji 2s. So of course it happens to me twice in a row on PB temps. Of course it does. That interruption is really awkward. Okay, we're good. Fail this on purpose because it doesn't do anything. You don't even lose heat if you get hit by that. A bit of a faster animation. I swing once intentionally knowing it's gonna miss, but that miss sets him up for a combo, which then lets us punish it. Gonna let this 3rd one actually happen, and the reason for that is because at the end of this, he's gonna do a long QTE, which we can then... I don't think this will kill him, but it'll get him close. Yeah, unfortunate. I really want that to kill him, because now I need to sit here and wait for this to go away. I don't know exactly how long this fight is, but I think we've still got a chance. I think we've technically still got a chance. If I don't drop the combo. Throw the bat. Like so. That baits him into punching the air. Oop, he didn't do it. He didn't do it. dodged my bat. That was improv. And now that he's on his last HP bar, we can just do this. And that's still PB by, I don't know, like 15 seconds. Yeah. Damn, man. I just still save time, even with the death. That would have been an excellent finale. That would have been an excellent finale time if it weren't for the death. I can't remember the last time I did a run of this without a death in it, though, honestly. When was the last time I PB'd and didn't die? I feel like it was like 5 or 6 PBs ago. It's just, this game hates me. This game's not like, I just keep getting these incremental fucking PBs. And the game won't let me have the big time that I fucking deserve. Let's actually look at my PB splits. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, this run was in the red starting in Chapter 8 for the entire... And I lost time on almost every split in the second half of the run. And then I just saved, you know, over a minute in the finale. Yep. Can't believe I lost time on Shindo. I guess I had a really good Shindo in my old PB. The time keeps getting better, but the run doesn't get better. Like, that was garbage. I was almost a minute in the red. Just, jeez. I'm gonna die mad about that. The run before this one, the 2:16:37, I'm really gonna die mad about that run. That was an incredible run. Anyway, Merry Christmas, I guess. I'm gonna run to the bathroom during the credits and all, but yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure, Hoxie. It's like, these are the sort of PBs you get when the game is stringing you along. Like, this is what being strung along by an inanimate video game looks like. Yakuza 2 knows that once I get a good time, I'm gonna unplug the console and put it back in the closet for an undisclosed amount of time, or, you know, an undetermined amount of time. And Yakuza 2 doesn't want to go back in the closet, so I'll PB. You know, with PBs like this, I can't quit. You know, it's not impossible enough that I rage quit, but the time's also not good enough that I can move on. It's just the ultimate, like, stringing me along PBs, and I've gotten like 4 of these in a row now. I think 3 in a row. I think it was 47 down to 45, then 45 down to 37, and now 37 down to 22. This is a really good early game, though. Look at that. 22 seconds ahead out of Asaki. Really nice. There's my one death. I cannot remember the last time I PB'd without a death in it. And that's just like, my PBs used to never have deaths. I guess I'm just playing more dangerous now or something. I don't know. My PBs used to never have deaths. I don't know what happened. 2021 Tapioca is clearly worse at the game than his 2019 counterpart.